This video will show you how to search and select thesaurus terms. Okay, so once we're into the databases, the first thing we need to do is to select a database. So we're going to choose Medline. Remember that when we're searching for thesaurus terms, we can only select one database at a time. So we can start by searching on mapping our first term, which would be COPD, standing for chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Once we've typed in our term, we map it to the thesaurus by clicking on the thesaurus button. The term that it's looking for appears in the list below. In this case, it's mapped us to the same term. We click on the term to locate the thesaurus term. You can see that the thesaurus term that it's mapped us to is the one which does not have the link that you can click on. It also has numbers next to it as well. In order to choose your thesaurus term, you have a number of different options. You can select it, you can explode it, you can make it the major, you can use subheadings, and there's a scope note. If you weren't sure what the thesaurus term was or whether it was the right one, if you click on the scope note, it takes you down to a definition of that particular term. It also gives you the date when the thesaurus term first came into use and a list of used for terms. These used for terms are for when the indexes are reading and assigning thesaurus terms to a Medline record. If an indexer sees any of these terms here below, they will automatically apply this particular thesaurus term. To close the scope note, simply click on Back, and it will take us back to the thesaurus list. So if we first of all choose Select, once we've selected our thesaurus term, we can see that our term will appear at the top, and all we do is search now. That will search the database for us. What this record means is that we've found all Medline records which have this particular thesaurus term applied to it. Thesaurus terms are often in uppercase and have a /. So we found over 30,000 results just by selecting that particular term. We have a second option of exploding. So if we deselect that one and choose explode, what does explode mean? Well, it means that when we select that particular term and explode it, we will capture all the Medline records which have that particular term applied to it. Plus, we'll also pick up any of the terms narrower to that particular term, but which are related to it. So we'll pick up thesaurus terms for bronchitis chronic and pulmonary emphysema. In other words, we're trying to pick up everything on this topic without missing anything. Again, once we've exploded, we simply click on Search Now. And you can see line 2, when we've exploded our thesaurus term, we have more results than we did previously. This is because we're now capturing those narrower terms as well. Our third option is to choose the major function. What does major mean? Well, it means that of the 15 to 20 thesaurus terms that are applied to each Medline record, 4 or 5 of them will have been identified by the indexer as being the major focus of the article. When we select major, we then simply click on Search Now. And what you find is that we actually get narrower, we get smaller numbers of results than we did the first time round. This is because using the major function really starts to focus and narrow down our search. The major thesaurus terms are denoted with a little asterisk in front of the thesaurus term. We also have the option to choose subheadings. If we were searching on COPD, we might be interested in a particular aspect of it, for example, just the diagnosis. You can check the subheadings to see if you can narrow down your search using the subheading fields. You can choose one or more subheadings, as many as you like. I'm just going to select the diagnosis one. Once you've chosen your subheading, just simply click on Search Now. And you can see that this is your thesaurus term with the subheading after it. And what you can see is that it's really narrowed down the search because we're only focusing on one particular aspect of that topic. You can, of course, choose multiple approaches. We can explode, make it the major focus, and also choose a subheading, which means that we're going to pick up all the records which are about COPD plus any narrower terms, provided that they are the major focus of the article and they talk only about the diagnosis. And if we then click on Search Now, you'll see that our numbers are narrowed down even further. This is how you select and search using thesaurus terms.